Well, profits are great on paper. Cash flow is king on the ground for any business when it comes to strategy. During my first business, when we started, we built a really good strategy. We did 3 strategies, a profit making, break even, and a loss operating. And we understood what we needed to know what to do to ensure to protect our business. And I think I said before in a previous post that the one thing we didn't account for was the crisis, the economic crash, so crisis mode scenario. But what we learned in the midst of building a business, we learned 2 things. I built a business, and then the importance of cash, and then a recession happened, and then how really it is important and how to protect it. So when we started, we took a long time to get our first sale. It took about 6 months, but didn't we just get 1 sale? We got lots of sales. And while that looked great on paper, then we had these other headaches about growing pains in terms of people to schedule them and synchronize and align the different jobs so we could keep all the jobs moving, and then the money to supply and buy supplies for these, because we were a new business. We didn't have these great extended terms with suppliers. We had to prove our pot first. So that made things really, really tough. But as we got moving, we understood the importance of having an account that was protected, or our war chest that we put to the side, that we could dip in and out. Things were getting very tight with banks. We weren't given any sort of accommodation in terms of going into the red. We had no overdraft facility, so we had to learn how to do this ourselves. And what we did is every time we completed a job and we got paid, we put an element of that into a different account, and that became our working capital. We created different accounts for different elements of our business, for paying our staff, for our supplies, for sundries, for so many different things. And that made life really easy because we knew where we stood all the time. The reason why I'm telling you this story is because you need to protect your cash. Cash in any business is the lifeblood. It's not just a part of the business that you need to work on. It is the lifeblood. It's like an electric current running through your body. If you don't have it, you stop. Just like your business, if you have no cash, you stop. So you need to understand the value of cash continuity, and you do that by ensuring you're able to separate your cash when it comes into your business and protect that element that gives you a working capital all the way through. Because when you build a new strategy, there's going to be a cost element to it. You may need to do some research, you may need to bring in some third parties, and especially when it comes to marketing, you may employ a third party to help you with your marketing campaigns. And one of the big areas that people are concerned about is building marketing campaigns and the cost. So what I'd like to do with customers is start looking at what I call customer lifetime value. So when you're looking at marketing campaigns, you look at the cohorts, you test small and see what the return is on a small scale. Because then when you start tweaking your message, your marketing message, your audience, where it's going, your channels, whatever it is, once you can prove it on a small scale, so you validate everything, you don't launch into big campaigns, you test and validate. And then when you get the results you want, then you go forward. So for example, if you believe you do a calculation on a cohort of customers, their lifetime value will be 3,000 euros or dollars, but the campaign will cost you 500. That makes sense to me to go forward. But so everything should be calculated. There is no room for anything when it comes to errors in cash, because cash is important, because things change in business. We've seen that. You don't just plan for things going good. You have to plan and expect things to go bad, and expect it and mitigate the risk by having that war chest somewhere where you can call on to ensure you can keep moving forward and keep that supply going all the time. Because if you stop and you can't deliver to customers, then your business stops. But at least if you can keep moving, albeit in tough times, at least there's a flow going. You can keep that continuity because you have that cash continuity. And I cannot stress the importance of cash management and continuity when it comes to strategy. Whatever you set aside to build your strategy, again, build return on investment scenarios before you start spending money. Ensure that it makes sense. Don't just go head on in 2 feet, which is great attitude, but make sure you're bringing your mind and your finances with you too. I hope this makes sense. If you want any other information or clarity on this, please let me know. I'd love to help. It's such an important part of business to get right. And if you have any questions, please get in touch. I'd love to help.